The Research Collaborative on Student-Centered Learning is a group who are coming together to develop the evidence base on student-centered learning. It was designed to bring policymakers, educators, other practitioners, other partners together to think about the research in new and different ways.
We would like to help define the field of student-centered learning and get implementation to a level where we can scale it. We want more people to know about what's possible. We want more people to be studying it, to expand what we know about it, to be able to catalyze what's happening in it so that we can share it with people and say, we know that this works, here's how it's done. We want our most underserved kids in schools from traditional methods to have a much better success rate, much higher level of college and career readiness than they had before as a result of student-centered learning.
We're starting to think about how to build a research base that can be actually used in the classroom.
There's only so much you can do as a practitioner by yourself. You're making decisions on the fly, like as best as you can. And there's usually 50 different options you have to choose from. So I think if you're gonna have any sort of way of hopefully making better decisions, you have to have that research as a context.
We have brought together a group of 9 fellows. They are going to be embedded in each one of the research studies that we've funded through the Research Collaborative. They are also, during the course of their fellowship, helping us think about how do you think about the research, how do you disseminate the research, how do you package the research in ways that actually are usable for someone who is teaching. So we have funded 5 studies so far. They all are looking at samples of underserved students. We hope that we'll be able to say more and more about the experiences of underserved students.
I always value talking to a researcher because they spend their whole time thinking about the thing. You know, they're spending all their energy researching this one topic and understanding it and like looking at it very, very deeply. And I think it's great when, you're talking about a collaborative, when people can then have a conversation.
There's a huge gap between what's happening in the world of education research and what's happening with practitioners. And I hope that with the Research Collaborative, we're going to be able to break down those barriers and put both of those groups at equal footing so that the research is more meaningful to the practice and that practitioners are able to see themselves in those research studies and actually use the research to help improve their practice.
The relationship between research policy and practice is essential. We don't come to the table as researchers thinking that we know it all. We know that we have much more to gain by engaging practitioners and policymakers in on the conversation.
In particular, because we have the perspectives of the practitioners involved in the studies themselves, that whatever gets produced out of the study will already be more relevant to the field. So having that reciprocal relationship with practitioners is absolutely key to not only conducting great research, but also in terms of benefiting the field in general. We're, essentially a network of people who care about the same issues. As researchers, we don't want to be the only ones that are making meaning out of the data that comes out of the study.
My hope for the future of the collaborative is that we're able to bring in a growing number of interested partners that share our vision and interests in this area.